Hi, my name is Josh Zander. I'm the teaching professional at Stanford University Golf Course and at Presidio Golf Course in San Francisco. Today I want to talk about hitting down on the golf ball. Every great ball striker hits down on the golf ball. Now this doesn't mean that they have a choppy type motion or too vertical a swing plane. It simply means that they have a nice rounded circle of a golf swing, and that circle has a bottom to it. That bottom happens to be past the golf ball. When I teach with my TrackMan, it tells me exactly how much downward strike or upward strike my student is putting on the golf ball. Just to give you an idea, tour players hit 5 degrees down on a wedge, 4 degrees down on a 6-iron, and almost 3 degrees down on a 3-wood. That simply means that they have a bottom of the swing that's past the golf ball. I call it shallow compression. If we look at this hula hoop is on a nice plane, not too steep, but it has a bottom that's past the golf ball. Divot past the golf ball means you're striking with a downward strike on the golf ball. I like Byron Nelson's concept of having a dollar bill divot. The divot is past the golf ball, but it's also very shallow. Let's talk about how to create that kind of a divot. There are two things you need to do to make sure your divot's past the ball. One has to do with your body and one has to do with your club. Let's talk about the body first. What I'm trying to do when I'm swinging a golf club is I'm trying to organize my center so at impact it's past the golf ball. So when I set up to the golf ball, if you drew a line down the center of my body, through my nose, through my sternum, through my belt buckle, it's pretty much in line with the golf ball. When I swing back, I want to turn right around that center. I do not want to move my center off to the right. This is going to give me a good chance of having my divot past the golf ball. In the downswing or in the forward motion, I now want to move that center past the golf ball. So there's a move before you come down, forward and down. Notice how my left knee is sinking down, my left shoulder's moving forward, my center is being moved forward to the golf ball. So if I keep myself centered in the backswing and I move my center forward, my divot now happens past the golf ball, thereby putting a downward strike on the golf ball. Now there's something you have to do with your golf club at impact to make sure your divot is still past the golf ball, and that is to have a forward-leaning club shaft at impact. I could have my center of my body perfectly organized where it's forward of the golf ball, but if I flip my hands, the bottom of the swing happens before the golf ball. We want to make sure that we have the shaft leaning forward of the golf ball so the divot can be past the golf ball. Think about how you set up when you chip. When you chip, you set up and the ball is back of the center of your body. My sternum is forward, my nose is forward of this golf ball. Where do I have my hands? My hands are also forward. This way I can hit the golf ball first when I chip it. So you got to make sure that you organize your center forward of the golf ball before the strike and that you have your shaft leaning towards the target in order to compress the golf ball and get that Byron Nelson dollar bill divot past the ball. As I hit this golf ball, I want you to pay attention to several things. Number one, how I turn around my center. Number two, how I move my center forward and down. And lastly, how my shaft is leaning forward at the moment of the strike. Perfect shallow divot past the golf ball.